Hello guys, let us learn about default constructor. A constructor that has no parameters or in which all its parameters have a default value is called a default constructor. A class gets a default constructor if none is defined. This kind of constructor initializes objects with usual values. Let us see why is it needed. First, for object initialization. This is the best way to create an initialized object without requiring the user to specify any fields in it. This becomes very helpful in creating objects which do not require any initial value. Second, for array and collection creation. Creating arrays or collection of objects require the use of default constructor to initialize each element. Without a default constructor, it will be difficult to generate any structures. Third, framework and libraries. Default constructors are frequently used by many frameworks and libraries to create instances of objects using reflection or serialization. For instance, in Java, an empty constructor is required when deserialization of object recreation. Fourth, inheritance and polymorphism. In object-oriented programming, subclasses frequently rely on default constructor of a superclass to ensure that the introductory part of the object is correctly set. If a superclass does not provide a default constructor, subclasses should explicitly invoke a different constructor of the superclass. Fifth, code simplicity. It is possible to make the code easier to understand and maintain by creation of objects in absence of specific initial values through inclusion of a default constructor. Now, how can we achieve default constructor? First, implicit default constructor. If no constructor is explicitly defined in a class, the compiler provides an implicit default constructor. Here is a quick example. Here, we have taken a class, my class, and an implicit default constructor is provided by the compiler. Second, explicit default constructor. You can explicitly define a default constructor. For example, a class, my class, and a default constructor public of my class is defined by the.
Hello everyone, I am Rama. My roll number is 47. I am here to present about the default constructor. Let us discuss the code about default constructor. In the first line, I am using a using system. This line declares a using namespace here. Then I am typing a public class, my class. This line, a public declares this access modifier means that a class of my class can be accessed from other classes. The class declare the keyword used to declare the class. Then a my class. My class is a name of a class. Then after I will write a constructor over here, public my class. In this line declares a public declares constructor. A constructor is a class of my class. A constructor is a special class method that is called when an instance of the class is created. Then I will write a console.writeLine. Then after I will give some strings over there. In this line, help to print the string what we gave inside the console. I gave a string over there. Believe you can. I will some sentence over there. This console line help to print the string. Then I close the brackets. Then I move to main method. Then I write a class program. The class program declares a class name as a program. Then I will write a main method here. I will write static void and main. This is the entry point of the program. In every C sharp, the compiler app must have a main method. In the main method, in the console, I will write some strings over there that will help to get our output. Then I will write my class and object is equal to new my class. This line create an instance of my classes. When the line is executed,
Hello guys, I'm Prajin. So I'm going to talk about the parameter constructor today. So let's start with the teaching. So the first is the definition of parameter constructor. In C as the parameter constructor is a constructor that accepts parameters. It allows you to initialize an object with specific value at the time of its creation. इसका मतलब है कि पैरामीटर कंस्ट्रक्टर एक कंस्ट्रक्टर है जो पैरामीटराइज लेता है, मतलब पैरामीटर्स लेते हैं यूजर के पास से ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएशन के टाइम। तो हमारा सेकंड टॉपिक है कि रीजंस हम लोग पैरामीटर कंस्ट्रक्टर क्यों यूज़ करते हैं। तो अपने पास 4 रीजंस है। तो अपना पहला रीज़न है इनिशियलाइज ऑब्जेक्ट विथ स्पेसिफिक वैल्यू। उसमें क्या है, पैरामीटर कंस्ट्रक्टर में उसका मतलब है कि ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएशन के टाइम स्पेसिफिक वैल्यू देते हैं कि इंश्योर करने के लिए कि रिस्क कम हो जाए, कि एरर्स और डिफ़ॉल्ट वैल्यूज़ हम लोग कम डालें। उसके वजह से हम लोग स्पेसिफिक वैल्यू पहले से ही डाल के रखते हैं। तो अपना सेकंड रीज़न है प्रो इम्प्रूव कोड रिलायबिलिटी। तो उसमें हम लोग क्या ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करते टाइम हम लोग मोर ऑब्जेक्ट अपना मोर रीडेबल हो जाता है और एक्सप्रेसिव हो जाता है कि हमें इनिशियल वैल्यू चेक करना पड़ता है और क्लियर है कि नहीं देखना पड़ता है कि ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएशन के टाइम कोई एरर ना आए। थर्ड अपना एनकैप्सुलेशन इनिशियलाइज लॉजिक है। इसमें पैरामीटर कंस्ट्रक्टर जो एनकैप्सुलेट करता है इनिशियलाइजेशन लॉजिक्स को, जो क्लास प्रोमोटिंग एनकैप्सुलेशन करता है, जो रिड्यूस करता है अपना लाइक्वुडली एरर्स रिड्यूस करता है और सेंट्रलाइज सेटअप code in one place, so that the code will be not working or any error will be came, then it will encapsulate the logic and find out the error. So our fourth reason is to facilitate overloading. In parameter constructor we can use the overloading so that the object user can create various user can create the object by various ways, so that the flexibility and develop to create object various state are needed. So अपना last topic है, our last topic is are the rules of parameter constructor. First is define parameter clearly. To ensure that the parameters in a constructor are clearly defined and represent initial data needed to initialize the object. This helps to maintain clarity and preventing confusion. And the second is use this keyword for assignments. This keyword is a distinguish between the field class and the constructor parameters. When they have the same name, this help avoid to make code more reliable. Third is provide overloading constructor if needed. Offer overloaded constructors to give flexibility in object creations. This allows user to create objects with various amount of initial data. Fourth one is what is validation parameters, including validation logic within the constructor to ensure that the provided parameters are valid. This prevents the creation of object in an invalid state, so that the parameter can run smoothly. That's all. Thank you.
Namaste. Myself Ayush Patra, and we are going to code for a parameterized construction. So the time has come, and let's start our code. First, we are creating a class name as a animal lover. Then we are creating a string name as a name. And then we create other string which name as a favorite character. Name as a string and second one favorite character. Now we are creating a double for accepting decimal values, pointed values. Rating. Second, we will create a constructor. As you know, a constructor name is the same as a class name. That's mean public animal lover, and we are creating a parameterized constructor. That means we are giving a parameters in our constructor. String n, string f, and double r are the parameters of our constructors. Now we are just assigning a values to our constructor. Name equal to n, favorite character equal to f, and rating equal to r. We are assigning the values. That's all. Third, we are creating a display method. We are creating a display method which will help to show our output, in which we are writing a console.writeLN. Console.writeLN. So, console.writeLine. Name as thread0, in which we are showing the value of our name, favorite characters, and rating of our anime. Rating of our anime 0 to 2. Name, favorite character, and rating. Fourth, we will make a static void method which will send values to our constructor. That means public static public static static void and main. Void and main. To set a value to our constructor. To set a value to our constructor, we have to use class name as an object. Al equal to new animal lover, in which we are assigning our values. We are setting our values as Ayush is our name, and name guts as our favorite character, and point rating the decimal value, and al.display will help to our display the output, to display our output. I think you have understand this much. Now we make this code as little bit complicated by putting some validation method, in which we are firstly taking a if condition for name, in which we are showing that the string should be not empty or null. For that, we are writing if string dot is null or empty for n, then if null or empty, then they will throw new message. Then they throw message argument exception. They will throw a message as, hey, you forget to write your name. You forget to. Then it was same as for a favorite character. Just change in name as a favorite character. Now third, if condition is for rating, in which we are going to set the limit for the user to set from 1 to 10. The rating must be between 1 to 10. That's mean we have to set r should be greater than 0 or r should be less than 10. Less than 10. An argument in which we are writing a to rate between 1 to 10. 1 to 10. For this to run, we have to just change in main method. We have to write the try and catch method to run this. And catch. Catch argument exception, which will transfer argument exception E or EX. To show off our output, we have to write a console.write line, console.write line, which will display the error message, which was written in if condition. There was an error in console. Okay, C has to be capital. And I should be small. Okay, fine. Now we will let our output. Yes. Now you can see we can remove a single name as a I, and we see the output. Sorry. We will remove name and we will put it empty. We show the message. Now for a favorite character, yeah, code was running perfectly. Sorry. and for rating. That's all. Now you understand how this code works. I think you can understand. I think you may understand this code of parameterized. Thank you, that's all.
Okay, so I am going to tell you about the compile time polymorphism. It can be achieved by the method overloading. There are two types of method overloading. First is a static method overloading and second one is a non-static method overloading. So I am going to tell you about what is exactly static method overloading. So it is a common way of implementing polymorphism. It means we can implement two or more methods in a class with the same name of the method, बट उनके पैरामीटर्स, उनके ऑर्डर ऑफ पैरामीटर्स और उनके डेटा टाइप्स ये डिफरेंट हो सकते हैं. ये डेफिनेशन हुआ स्टैटिक मेथड ओवरलोडिंग का. तो अभी हम देखेंगे कि व्हाई डू वी नीड इट. सो इट इम्प्रूव्स कोड रिलायबिलिटी. सिंप्लीफाई एपीआई डिज़ाइन. सिंप्लीफाई एपीआई डिज़ाइन मीन्स एप्लीकेशन प्रोग्रामिंग इंटरफेस है उसको सिंप्लीफाई करता है. फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी ऑफर करता है. इट मीन्स डिफरेंट मेथड रहेंगे, सेम रहेंगे, बट उनके पैरामीटर्स, उनके ऑर्डर ऑफ पैरामीटर्स से डिफरेंट रहेंगे. उसको हैंडल करने के लिए ये फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी ऑफर करता है. तो अब हम देखेंगे कि स्टैटिक मेथड ओवरलोडिंग के रूल्स. सो फर्स्ट रूल है डिफरेंट पैरामीटर लिस्ट. सो इट मीन्स कि जो भी पैरामीटर है वो डिफरेंट रहेंगे और उनके डेटा टाइप डिफरेंट रहेंगे. अभी उसका फर्स्ट एग्जांपल है कि पब्लिक स्टैटिक वॉइड प्रिंट इंट नंबर. सो यहाँ पे वॉइड मेथड है, प्रिंट मेथड नेम है, इंट डेटा टाइप है और नंबर पैरामीटर है. सो सेकेंड एग्जांपल में भी स्ट्रिंग डेटा टाइप है और मैसेज पैरामीटर है. सो यहाँ पे डिफरेंट पैरामीटर कॉल किए गए हैं और डिफरेंट डेटा टाइप्स कॉल किए हैं. अब हम देखेंगे सेकेंड रूल. सेकेंड रूल है कि सेम मेथड नेम मीन्स जो भी मेथड ओवरलोड हुए उनके नेम सेम रहेंगे. सो एज यू कैन सी इन एग्जाम्पल डिस्प्ले मेथड नेम है. सो दोनों एग्जाम्पल में मेथड के नेम सेम है मीन्स डिस्प्ले प्रिंट हुआ है. और थर्ड रूल है कि डिफरेंट ऑर्डर ऑफ पैरामीटर्स मीन्स हम जो पैरामीटर है वो हम डिफरेंट ऑर्डर में लिख सकते हैं. सो इंट नंबर स्ट्रिंग मैसेज ये फर्स्ट मेथड में हमने कॉल किया है. सो सेकेंड मेथड में हम स्ट्रिंग मैसेज इंट नंबर ऐसे डिफरेंट ऑर्डर में हम कॉल कर सकते हैं. सो ये रूल है कि स्टैटिक मेथड ओवरलोडिंग के टोटल 3 रूल है. आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस. थैंक यू.
Hello everyone, myself Ramija Asin, roll number 48. Today let us discuss a simple example code for static overloading. We will find area of geometric shape using this code. Let us start by creating the main method. As we are discussing about static method overloading, we will use the keyword static. Static void main string args. We will open our curly braces. Inside that main method we will call the main method itself we will call our static method overloaded. How we will call it? Console dot write line. As we are finding the area, we will write as area of, let us assume, rectangle. We will also accept area of rectangle. We will also accept the values. So we will write calculate area will be our method name. So we will write calculate area. We will give the value for length and width. So we have given it. Now we will write again this console dot write line, as we will calculate area of circle. So we will get calculate area. As we all know, we just need the value for radius. We will give the value for radius as 0.5. This is our main method. After closing the main method, we will now create the static method overloader. How we will create? Let us understand. First, we will create the static method for rectangle. Static in rectangle, and we will give what all we already need for rectangle. We need int length, comma int width. So now we will open our curly braces and we will write the formula for that. Return length into width. Now, as we have written for rectangle, we will also write it for circle. We will write that static. Here we will use double because we have given point value. So we will use just static double, just radius, double radius. Now we will open our curly braces and we will write it as return. Formula for circle is pi. For calculating pi, we have an inbuilt function called as max dot pi. It will give us the value for pi. Max dot pi into radius into radius. Okay, so we all got max dot pi into radius into radius. We have closed the curly braces. We have closed the main method. Now we will run and see the we have got the area of rectangle as 50 and area of circle as 176.
Hello guys, let's learn about non-static method overloading. What is non-static method overloading? It refers to defining instant method with the same name but different parameter within a same class. Why do we need it? To encapsulation, that means group related functionality under in a single method name. And the another one is to provide consistent and intuitive interface for the class user. There are some rules to achieve non-static method overloading. The first one is same method name. That means overloaded method must be share the name same. This is the example of rule number 1. And the second rule is different parameter list. That means method must differ in the number, type or order of a parameter.
In the above example, the first method will take integer value and return the square of it, and another one is a overloaded method that take boolean value and return the message.
And the last rule of overloaded method is within the same class. That means overloaded method should be defined within the same class. In the example, both the show method are overloaded within the same class.
Hello friends, my name is Hemant Sahu and my roll number is 49. I am going to explain about method overloading with respect to non-static method. So I will give an example by which you will understand perfectly. Let us create a class name as math operation. Inside this class, we create a method add to perform addition and give type of argument. Since it is an integer, so we have written the value. We will create one more method with same name but different type of argument. And return the value. We will create one more method with same name but size of argument is different and return the value. I will create one more class named as program and create object. Now I will store value in variable and call them. And now print the values. And this is the output of the code.
Hello everyone, my name is Sonali and today I am going to explain method overriding. So let us start with what is there in method overriding and let's not go into the definition first. Assume that we are having a class named A and another class named B, where class B is extended from class A. So that's why class B will be called as child class and class A will be called as parent class. Let's take method M1 in class A and the same method in class B as well. We can have different implementation of the method, or we can say the different method body. So here comes method overriding in picture. Method overriding means the parent class method will be overridden by child class method. We can also say that the method M1 of child class is going to override the method M1 of parent class. So this is what happens in method overriding. Now we are good to go with definition. So definition says that child class method overrides parent class method is known as method overriding. Now let's understand why do we need method overriding. So in our example you have seen that there was method M1 in class A as well as in class B. But I already told that the method implementation or the method body can be different. So we can say that same method behaves differently on different object, because when we call the method body will get executed as per the object of the class. This is the first reason we need method overriding, and the second reason is we can extend the behavior of existing classes without modifying them. There are some set of rules which we have to follow to achieve method overriding. So in our example only you have seen that we need there was a parent-child relationship between two classes, between class A and class B. So in our rule we can say that inheritance is mandatory. And the second thing, the only non-static method can be overridden. The parent class method name and the child class method name must be same. So with the method, we know there is the concept of access modifier, also the return type. So the access modifier must be same and also the return type must be same. If we want to pass the formal argument, so the formal argument should also be same. Overall, we can say that method signature of both the classes must be same. And in the parent class method we can write virtual keyword, and in the child class method we can write override keyword. This is the overall rule to achieve method overriding in C#. We should note this point that which method is to be called is decided by the object of the class. For example, I am creating the object of class A, then A's method will be called. And if I am creating the object of class B, then B's method will be called.
Hello everyone, my name is Kanu Charan Sahu. My roll number is 50 and I am going to explain the code of method overriding. So let's start with the code. Here we have created the base class. Inside the base class we have created the display method. The void is the return type of this display method. We have declared this display method as virtual. Using the virtual keyword we can use this display method inside various derived class and subclasses of the same base class. Inside this display method we have used console.writeLine function to display the values. Now we will create another derived class, that is the derived class of the base class. We can identify this is a derived class by colon and the base class name. Inside this derived class we have used the display method of the base class using the override keyword. Using override keyword we can override the display method of the base class. Inside this display method we have used the console.writeLine to display the values. Now we will create another class for main method, class program. Inside the class program we have called the main function. The main function is the entry point of the program. Inside the main function we have created an object of the base class and call the display function of the base class. This will give the output as display method in the base class, and after that we have created an object of the derived class of the same base class and called a display function of the derived class. Now we will run the code and see the output. Here the output is come display method in the base class and display method in the derived class.
Hello, myself Manish Singh. I am from TYBSC-IT. The explanation of concept was good. The codes are explained along with the writing the codes. That's why it was easily understandable.
So hello everyone, my name is Ram Adartla. I am from FIBACIT. Explanation was nice, but I found the video quality of codes was not too good.